The night before I went to the hospital, that's what I did. I danced. One of these is not real. Can you tell which? I was 14 the first time a boy ever touched my breast. My left breast, in fact. I felt so guilty with pleasure that I could hardly face my parents that night. 325,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer each year. Of those, 42,000 will die. That means that every 13 minutes, a woman dies of breast cancer this year alone. Consequently, it is perhaps the most feared illness among all women. And how do you face your fear? George Carlin once stated, "Those who dance are considered insane by those who can't hear the music." But perhaps it's not insanity. Perhaps it's just one way to cope with fear. At least it seems for Susan Miller in her autobiography, My Left Breast. The year it happened, my son was 8. We had these matching Pep Boy t-shirts, Manny, Mo, and Jack. He looked at my chest and said, "Which one was it, Manny or Jack?" "Jack," I tell him. "Well, what do they do with it?" "I don't know." He starts to cry. "Well, I'm going to get it back for you." Now, he's 20. And I'm still here. I'm still his mother. He is 20 and I wear his oversized boxer shorts with the belt. And we wear white t-shirts and torn jeans. And he says, "Why don't you get a tattoo?" "A tattoo? Over your scar, it'd be cool." Here's what I wear sometimes under my clothes. Don't worry, it's a spare. When you go for a fitting, you can hear the other women in the other booths. Some have lost their hair and are shopping for wigs, and some are very young and their mothers are thinking, "Why did this happen to me instead?" And there's the feeling you had when you got your first bra and the saleswoman cupped you to Los Angeles said it was fibroadenomia. He said, "Someday you might want to get it removed, but no rush, it's benign." I watched it grow. Then, in New York, I saw another surgeon. He said, "What have you been told?" "Fibroadenomia," I say. "Well, I'm concerned. I want to biopsy it." You know that feeling when everything is going right and you figure it's only a matter of time until that bus swerves onto the sidewalk, or you finally It was 1980 in New York. I heard the 4th of July fireworks from my hospital bed. I was 36. I was too young. People were celebrating, and they were too young for the plague that was coming. There were 2 positive notes. I went through 11 months of chemotherapy, and I only had 1 more month that certain types of people get cancer. So I wonder, are there certain types of people who die young? Are there certain types of people who get raped and tortured? Are there certain types of children who get abused and caught in the crossfire? Were the victims of the killing fields just people who couldn't express themselves? And 1 out of 8 women, count 'em folks, just holding on to their anger. This am the topic of our times. I am the hot issue. I am the cover of Newsweek. I am the editorial in the paper. And I am coming soon to a theater near you. Excuse me. I need a moment. I miss it. But there is something growing in its place. And it is not a tougher skin. That we are still beautiful. We are still powerful. And we are